What's going on, everyone? Hot Chocolate on Your Roof, Infinity Roofing and Siding, one take, episode 3. Last time, if you saw the last video, we talked about why roof tune-ups are so important. This video, I wanted to kind of give you a sample of some of the work that we do during a tune-up. Now, basically, think of a tune-up again like an oil change for your roof. You know, no matter how old your roof is, whether it's brand new or 10, 12 years old, I generally recommend getting roof tune-ups every 3 to 5 years. It ensures that all the penetrations in your roof are adequately sealed up properly so that they're watertight, and it also gives us an opportunity to check the condition of the shingles, see if they're getting brittle, if there's any delamination, meaning the glue bonds that hold them together are starting to come undone and they're starting to flap up. Those types of things we can address. So here we are. We got, hang on, we got this pipe boot right here. This is a prime example of why we need to do these checkups. So these nail heads have become exposed. Some of the caulking was just starting to flake off and get all dried out, so I just kind of rubbed it off to kind of give you a clean working surface. But you can tell this one is actually already started to rust. Now, why is it so important that we do this? As water hits these, it can leak behind, leak into the decking, and then the decking becomes rotten out. Here it still feels pretty solid, so we're good there. And then right around this collar area here, you can see how all the caulking is starting to crack. This area here, we'll put a bead of caulking, rub it around, and then we're going to paint the whole accessory. This way, not only is it aesthetically nice to look at and it matches the roof, but 2, it kind of adds like a secondary layer of protection. And then the last thing we're also going to do is we're going to get these sides here as well on the base, because you can always have that opportunity for wind-driven rain to get under here and then hit that hole that's here in the roof where the pipe's coming out. I generally don't do the bottom, and the reason for that is if for any reason there was a leak to happen somewhere up here and it's running underneath the base itself, if I seal all this at the bottom, it gives no place for the water to come out, and I just created a dam. So if water comes in for some reason through the top of the base and doesn't fall into the hole, it hits that dam, it starts to pull up, back up, and then eventually falls in anyway. So what we're gonna do, I don't have a tripod with me, so I'm gonna have to kind of work and hold this at the same time, so bear with me here. Get this caulking up front. All right, so hopefully you guys got a good view of this. I'm gonna put a bead of caulking there, a little bit there, and a little bit there. Now, I like to kind of rub it in a little bit. It makes it flat, because if it's bubbled up and it dries up, I feel like wind can take that. So I like to just kind of make it as flat as possible, make a nice little button there. And then I'm gonna come here on the sides, do a bead of caulking right there. Caulking right there, and then spread some here along there. Take my finger, kind of rub it in. And this way, got a nice clean seal there. Okay, get all that excess off. And then this is a weatherwood roof, so naturally we're going to match it with a weatherwood paint. Now I'm going to generally let this dry for a second, and I may move on to the exhaust cap. I got more pipe jacks over there. I have you can't see them from this side, but I got a furnace jack over there. Maybe you can see it poking at the roof. So I'll give this a minute to dry, and then put a coat of spray paint. We like to use like a Rust-Oleum type paint. It's mostly for the metal surfaces that we're trying to protect, to make sure they don't rust. But again, we want the roof to look aesthetically pleasing as best as possible, so I like to get the pipe jacks as well. And again, it adds that secondary layer of protection over the caulking to help make it as watertight as possible. And then the other thing that I'll do is I'll go around to all the ridge vents, the finishing shingle. A lot of times they'll do 4 nails in that last shingle and then seal those up as well. Over time, again, that caulking can break down, so I'll seal those up as well. Even along the hips, sometimes there's cracks that form. We'll replace those shingles, and that's about it for the most part. So again, we're checking for all the accessories to make sure they're sealed up properly. Any loose shingles, damaged shingles, we'll replace those as well. Any nails that maybe were missed in terms of how they were installed. So there's a line that they're supposed to hit, and I'll have to show you this in another video. But essentially the next shingle above is supposed to cover that line of nails. Sometimes these guys will go too fast and they'll nail too low, and then that nail is uncovered. So we'll try and be on the lookout for those as well, to get those sealed up so they don't leak as well. But other than that, that's really the process of getting your roof tuned up. Again, we recommend every 3 to 5 years, just to ensure that your entire roofing system is watertight, and we get eyes on it as well to make sure there's any issues. If you haven't had your roof looked at in a while, make sure you hit me up in the comments below. I'll shoot you my contact information. We'll get something scheduled and get a tune-up done on your roof. Or if you just need a general inspection, I know we've had some storms here in the Houston area, so if you've been knocked 5 times or 50 times and no one's been able to help you yet, give me a call, get some hot chocolate on your roof, get you squared away, excuse me. Make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button, share with all your friends who own homes who haven't had their roofs looked at. I look at myself more as a consultant and an educator rather than a quote-unquote sales rep. So, you know, I'm a wealth of knowledge and trying to give you guys as much as I can. But until next time, guys, stay blessed.